Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hatha Yoga on a Monday afternoon. After the weekend, it's really nice to make sure that we are centered and ready to bring our best self into the week. We want to always go first inside to try and touch that inner self, to that place of peace and calmness and love, and allow that to express through us all day long. And certainly our asanas, our postures, are a great way to help us do that. Because in order to go deep in meditation, we have to be free of lots of physical tension, and we have to have some of that harmony of the body, mind, and inner self, which is what we are working on today. And of course, also we're releasing tension from our body, from our hips, and various places in our body that we store a lot of tension. So let's begin today. We're going to begin with Tadasana. So making sure your weight is evenly balanced between the toes and the heels. You can adjust the abdominal area and bring your arms up. Palms are facing up, and then lower them down. Palms in, and adjust your chin. And now feeling this nice straight spine, let's bring our awareness up from the base of the spine to right behind the heart center, or into the third eye, the point between the eyes just above the eyebrows, and just let it reside there. Let's just relax, let our awareness stay in one of those places, one of those centers, and trying to keep our awareness in the heart center or the third eye as we do our poses. So since it's hot most places in the world, including California, let's begin with a crow's breath, or sitali. And this is a cooling pranayama. So we curl our tongue like a U, like that. My tongue's really short, so it's hard to see, but take my word for it, it's curled like a U. And if you can't do the U, you put the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth and inhale through your mouth, just like you're inhaling through a straw, and just sense that energy is moving to the top of your head and down your spine, and then exhaling slowly. So let's do 4 crow's breaths. So Tali, or the crow's breath, is a cooling breath. So close your eyes for a moment, pause, see if you don't feel more inner stillness, more mental, emotional stillness, and a little cooler. Great. Okay, now we're ready to do 3 full yoga breaths. So bending forward, exhale completely. As you inhale, remember you're filling the lower, middle, upper portion of the lungs, coming up onto your toes, expanding your arms into a Y. And then you're exhaling, completely emptying your lungs. And on the third breath, we bring our arms to our sides when we exhale. Again, bringing your awareness back to the heart center or the third eye. And now let's we're going to do the stork. So let's begin by balancing the weight on your left leg. And you're going to bring your arms up. You can keep them straight, but the real stork pose, we bend our elbows and our hands are down, balancing on the left leg, raising your right leg. Lowering that leg, lower your arms. And now we have to be storks on the other side. So balancing on the right leg this time. We'll bring our arms up and then bringing our left leg up. And then lower our leg, our arms. Now let's do an ankle twist. So coming up onto our toes, bringing our arms up, and we're going to twist to the left. Back to center. And twist to the right. And now back to center. We'll lower our heels, lower our arms, and pause. Now let's do a wide leg forward bend. So extending your legs pretty far apart, bending from the hips, lowering down bone by bone. And we'll just hang here for a moment. And now we'll do a classic triangle, bringing your left hand to your kneecap or foot, raising your right arm, keeping your torso centered between both legs. And then we'll lower our arm, come back to center. And then we'll move to the opposite side. And then we'll lower that arm back to center. And then coming up very slowly. And now we're going to move into warrior one, but a variation. So we'll step out with the left leg, extending the right leg behind us. We're going to bring our arms up like they're like this. And we're looking straight ahead. Now we're going to twist our body to the left, keeping our arms in the same position. Don't strain to go too far. It's just a gentle twist. Twists help to open our heart as well as release tension. Then we'll come back to center. And now we do a gentle twist to the right. You probably find one side easier than the other. Back to center. And then we'll lower our arms and pause. Now the opposite side, so stepping back with the right leg this time. Left leg is bent in front, arms come up. We'll twist to the left. Back to center. And then twisting to the right. Back to center. And we'll lower our arms, bring our right leg forward and pause. Let's go to the back of our mats now for a jackknife. And we'll bring our arms up, stretching up, back down on our heels, bending from the hips and lowering down. And then clasping your hands behind your back, let your shoulders drop forward. And lower your arms. Relaxing down again. And now let's come up bone by bone, very consciously. And now a backward bend. So you can do this standing or coming onto your knees, stepping out with the left leg, down onto the right knee. We'll bring the left leg forward and arch back. And then we'll bring our arms down, readjust our balance, and stand up. Now the other side, coming on to the left knee, we'll bring the right leg forward and arch back. And then we'll bring our arms down, readjust our balance, and stand up. And now let's come to the front of our mats and we'll do a round of salutation to the moon. The moon is very opening to the chest, the hips, lots of arches back. Okay, let's begin by bringing our arms up, not together like in salutation to the sun, but apart, arch back, and then come forward, fingers and toes line up. And then we'll come down to a squat. And then coming back onto the left knee, we'll arch back. And then stretch forward. Bringing the right leg back onto two knees. We're going to arch back. And then opening our knees, sliding up into a cobra. And then stretching back. And we'll come up onto two knees again and arch back. And then stepping forward with the left leg, we're going to stretch first. Coming onto the right knee, we arch back. And then palms together down onto the mat, bringing our right leg forward into the squat position. And then hips up. And then come all the way up. One more arch back. And we'll pause. And now we'll do a garland pose. So extending our legs apart, bending the knees, feet are pointing out to the sides. Hands can be on our thighs, hands can be raised. You could be holding the mudra, thumb and first finger. Your choice of hand position. Lower arms, straighten our legs, bring our legs together, and pause. And now you can lie down and rest in Savasana. And now you can sit up and face your screen. Now we're going to start seated poses with a little bit of leg limbering. So feet together, hands under your feet, spine is nice and straight. And let's do some butterflies. This is so good for our hips. And then let them relax, and then nose toward the toes. And then we'll come back up. We're going to extend our right leg, bring our left foot in, do a half butterfly, flapping just our left leg. And then bring your arm underneath your knee. We're going to do 2 circles in one direction and then 2 back in the other direction. And then grasping your foot, rotating. And then cradling your leg and rocking. And now the opposite side. So let's flap our right leg. And then our arm underneath. Let's do 2 circles in one direction and 2 circles back in the opposite direction. And then rotating. And then cradling our leg. And now bringing our feet together again, nose toward the toes. See if you go a little further. And then sitting up. We're going to do a head of the cow next. So we're going to start out with our left leg underneath, right leg crosses over the left. And then the left arm comes back behind us, right arm over the top. If you can reach, that's great. Grasping your hands. If not, pull up and down on your shirt. It's tough to reach. Not too many people can actually clasp their hands back there. And then releasing our arms. And now the opposite side. Opposite arm underneath. And release our arms. And now let's move into a staff pose. This is a particularly good pose to strengthen your entire body, even though it looks very simple. It's not. The feet are flexed, your body's straight, hands are at your next to you, next to your hips, head straight, spine straight, everything's nice and aligned and straight. And release. You bounce your legs a little bit to relax them. And now we're going to do a posterior stretch. So inhaling, bringing our arms up. As we exhale, we reach down for our toes, 2 fingers around the big toe, thumb across the top, head towards both knees. I am safe, I am sound, all good things come to me. They bring me peace. That's the affirmation we want to focus on in this pose. And then sitting back up. And now we'll do our relaxing twist. So we twist to the left, our hands behind us. Very gentle twist. Back to center. And now the opposite direction. And then back to center. And now let's do a inclined plane. So bring your left hand back, right hand back. You can make fists to protect your wrists. Lifting up. And if you don't like that, you can always bend your knees and do a tabletop. And then lower ourselves back down. Back to cross-legged to pause. And now let's do a half spinal twist. So feet are in the upside down V. Right leg comes underneath the left. Left crosses over the right. You can wrap your arm around that leg. Bring your hand down to your foot or bring your hands through your legs. You choose the variation you like. We'll untwist. And let's pause with our legs in the upside down V. And now the opposite side. And you choose the arm position that is best for you. And we'll untwist. And then we'll come to a cross-legged position to pause. Let's come to our hands and knees now. And we're going to do a lizard. So let's bring the left leg forward first, hands inside the left leg, right leg is extended, and we're looking up. And then we'll bring our leg back, coming back to the firm with the arms extended in front. So it's like the child's pose, except our arms are extended in front rather than at our sides. And now coming back up, opposite side, right leg forward this time, hands inside the leg, left leg is extended, and we're looking up. And then we'll bring that right leg back. Again, arms in front, forehead on the mat to pause. And then we're going to come up on our hands and knees again. We're going to do the cat. So let's arch the spine up and down. And then we'll do that 3 more times. And then relax the spine, left knee to the forehead, bringing that leg up behind you, head and eyes up. And forehead to the mat. And then knee to the forehead and down. Right side, knee to the forehead, bringing the right leg up. Forehead to the mat. And then knee to the forehead. And then stretch back. And then come back up onto all fours. And we're going to do arching up and down 3 more times. And then stretch back. And we're going to come up into the firm. And now we're going to do 3 hush breaths. So we inhale through the nose, we exhale through our mouth. When we exhale, we make the ha sound, and we exhale twice as long as we inhale. So we inhale, we stretch forward, exhaling, making the ha sound, and then inhale up. Let's do 4 of those. The hush breath is a sahajam, which means it combines releasing of tension and breathing, and it helps us to be centered while we're busy and active in the world. That's the idea of the sahajam. Okay. So now let's move up into a camel. So coming up onto our knees, and we're going to reach back for our heels or push from the lower back for a camel. And palms together in front of the chest and above the head, if you like. And then back down into the firm. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. We're going to do the archer pose. This helps with focus as well as release of tension. So let's begin. We're going to bring the left hand to grasp the right foot. Right hand goes underneath to grasp the left foot. We bring that foot up towards our ear and our elbow is up. And we're focused straight ahead. And then we'll lower that leg and pause. And now the opposite side. So right hand reaches over to the left foot, left hand grasps the right foot underneath the left. We're bringing that up towards our ear. You'll find one side always goes higher than the other. Well, maybe not. Maybe you're perfectly balanced. Most people aren't. And then lowering that leg. We'll bounce our knees a little bit. Come into the firm. Pull our shoulder blades back. Bring our fingertips up the legs to where the junction of the legs and the torso is, to the pose of tranquility. This is helps to bring our energy to the upper centers. And then we'll release our hands. And now we're going to slide up into a cobra. And then you can start coming down. When you no longer need to use your arms, bring them to your sides. And we'll do an alligator next. So bring your forehead to the mat and then lifting your torso and legs, your arms are at your sides. And then lower yourself down, cheek on the mat. And we'll do a bow. So forehead to the mat, bending your knees, grasping your feet, and lifting your torso and legs. And then lowering down. And then let's roll over onto our backs. And now let's do the boat. We'll do it with bent knees. So lifting our torso and our legs, but our knees are bent, hands alongside the knees. And then lower yourself back down. And now we're going to do a supine twist, but we'll do it with a straight leg. So lifting your left leg, keeping it straight, crossing it over the right, and then extending your left arm behind you, looking over your left shoulder. And then bring your leg up, straight up and down. We'll pause. And now the opposite side, lifting the right leg, bringing it across the left to the floor. The right arm is extended. And then we'll bring that leg back up and down. Now bringing our feet in, we're going to do a bridge pose. So lifting your hips in, if you want to support them with your hands, you can. Otherwise, you can bring your hands beneath you, clasping your hands. And then lowering your hips, straighten your legs. And we'll pause. And now let's bring our feet in again. And we'll do a threading the needle. So bringing your left ankle to the right thigh, wrapping your arms around that leg and bringing it close to your body. Let's rotate the right ankle a few times in each direction. And then pause. And we'll lower that leg. And now the opposite side. And then rotating the ankle a few times in each direction. And we'll lower that leg. We'll pause here a moment. And then we'll bend our knees, bring our legs in for the happy baby. You can grasp your heels or the instep there, whatever's most comfortable. And then we're going to lower our legs. We'll bring our feet together. Let our knees drop. We're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana, just letting your legs relax out. Left hand on the navel, right hand on the heart. And then bringing your legs together, straightening them out. And we'll prepare for deep relaxation. So you can begin by rubbing your palms together briskly, palming your eyes, and then lower your arms to your sides. And let's visualize a beautiful white light that fills the room, soft like a mist. Very gently, it surrounds your body, it supports you. You feel just like you're floating on a cloud. This beautiful soft mist now enters the toes of your left foot. It fills your foot, your arch, calf, knee, your thigh, and your hip. Your left leg completely relaxed. This beautiful soft mist now enters the toes of the right foot. And it fills your arch, heel, calf, knee, thigh, and hip. Both legs completely relaxed. Very gently now, the mist fills your abdomen, brings peace to your heart, lungs, chest. Moves around to enter your back and the hips. And it brings its peace and calmness all the way up your back. Very gently now, the mist fills the fingers of your left hand. And it fills your hand, your forearm, elbow, upper arm, and your shoulder. Left arm relaxed, free of tension. Right hand, the mist fills the fingers of your right hand. It fills your forearm, elbow, upper arm, and your shoulder. The sweet mist fills your neck. And now it brings peace and calmness to your jaw, teeth, tongue, lips, your left eye, your right eye. Very gently now the mist begins to fill your brain, relaxing your thoughts, your feelings. This loving mist now moves out to touch every hair on your head. Your entire body is now completely relaxed. And this leaves your consciousness free, free to expand. It expands first to fill your room. It expands throughout the country, throughout the continent. It expands beyond mountains, beyond trees. It expands to the galaxies. It expands beyond galaxies, beyond galaxies, beyond, till the entire universe is but a speck of light in one tiny corner of your infinite peace. Enjoy. And now bringing your awareness back from the universes, back from the galaxies, all the way back into your body. Returns first behind your eyes, flooding your face, neck, and throat with renewed vitality, renewed consciousness. Moves down the left arm to the fingertips, the right arm to the fingertips, down your back to the hips, into the heart, lungs, chest, abdomen, left leg to the toes, right leg to the toes. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Inhale, tense your body. Raise your arms above your head. And exhale, relax. One more time. Inhale, stretch your arms up, tense. And then lower your arms, relax, exhale. And then roll over onto one side and face your screen. So hopefully you're feeling much more centered now. We're going to do just a simple energization to try and make sure that we are fully back in our bodies, ready for the rest of the evening. So tonight we're going to do a couple of breaths. We'll do a short and long inhalation through the nose, a short and long through the mouth, and it's like this. So we make a asana when we exhale, and we'll do 5 of those. Let's begin. Great. Well, I hope you have a very blissful evening. Thank you for joining me. And for those of you who can stay, I'm going to turn the recording off and I'll turn some cameras on. Jai.